Hello friends, for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services Preliminary Examination, in this video we are going to discuss about the most important themes or topics of geography. And these topics are listed out based upon the analysis of previous year UPSC questions and the recent trends on the way they have been asking the questions, right? We will straight away discuss about these important topics. We know that geography is being divided into physical geography and Indian geography. In physical geography, these are the 10 important themes or topics which you need to specifically focus on, right? The first topic is origin and evolution of universe. Here, the way the universe has been originated and what are all the changes it has been occurs during different timeline, the concepts behind that and the processes which are helpful in making the universe to get evolved was frequently asked. Especially the concepts with respect to Big Bang theory was being asked in numerous times. Right. Then the evolution of Earth. Among the evolution of universe, evolution of Earth is another important component. In that, how come the geomorphological changes and geological changes makes the Earth to get evolved in the form of lithosphere, and how come certain plate tectonic activities like volcanic eruptions are also contributing to the evolution of atmosphere. Then how come the gases in the atmosphere will have a role in the presence of water in the form of oceans. All of these important facts are being checked through different questions, right? Then the third most important topic is rotation and revolution of Earth. This is the most basic concept of geography, but every year you can expect at least one question from this topic. So the way the Earth rotates and how come it changes with respect to various seasons, right? Revolution is the most important reason behind the variation in seasons. Not only the seasons, along with that, the variation in the daytime and nighttime is also been changing with respect to revolution. So the logics behind that and the latitudinal wise variation in the seasons and daytime have been tested through different questions in this particular topic. And the fourth important topic is Earth's heating process, right? We know that Earth's temperature is being increased or decreased by the energy given by the sun. Those incoming radiation is called as insolation. So in what way the energy is being transmitted to Earth and what are all the important rays, especially the ultraviolet radiations? How come it enter the Earth's atmosphere and how far it is heating up the Earth's lithosphere is being tested. Then after that, the liberated energy in the form of long wave radiation is called as terrestrial radiation. You need to understand about the way on which Earth's temperature is being heated up and the ways of transition of this heating with respect to different mediums has been tested. Then this process is purely responsible for cloud formations. And within the cloud formations, what are all the different characteristics and what are all the different conditions which enable the clouds to get modified with respect to different regions has been tested. And clouds, why we need to study about the clouds? Clouds is most important for rainfall. And rainfall is one of the forms of condensation. So what are all the other forms of condensations is also been tested through different questions like dew formations, fog formations, and rainfall, snowfall has been tested in these particular topics. Then the most important topic of the entire climatology is the permanent pressure systems. The temperature determines the temperature is one of the important character behind the determination of pressure belts of the world. Equatorial low pressure belt, subtropical high pressure belt, subpolar low pressure belt, and then polar high pressure belt. So the concepts and the basics behind the existence of these pressure belts, how these pressure belts are the reasons behind the existence of permanent trade winds, right? These permanent winds is present in the form of different winds, trade winds, westerlies and polar easterlies, right? And one of the important component of this pressure system is jet streams. So all the logical and conceptual interlinkages within this topic was frequently asked in the UPSC examinations. Then the another important topic in both the cases of prelims as well as mains is cyclone. Cyclone is being divided into two types, tropical cyclones and temperate cyclones. So what are all the characteristics and the basics behind the formation of cyclone and how come it is being distributed with respect to different latitudinal regions of the world and how the formation of cyclone is itself been differed with respect to the temperature and the tropical regions is being tested. So concepts behind tropical and temperate cyclones have been frequently asked. Then after that, all of the culmination of the climatological concepts has been tested in different regions of the world. That collective culmination is called as climatic regions of the world. Every year you can expect one question from these climatic regions, like equatorial climatic regions, monsoon climatic regions, Mediterranean climatic regions, British type of climatic regions, grasslands are there. So on characteristics of the climatic regions and the process behind the climatic regions and what are all the type of vegetation that climatic regions would experience would also be tested here, right? Then another important areas with respect to oceanography is the distribution of water in different forms, right? Water, especially the fresh water, is present in the form of groundwater, ice, glaciers, rivers, and in some other way. You need to know about the composition of the distribution of these waters. Question has been frequently asked on this particular topic alone. Then after that, the most important concepts of oceanography is the movement of waters. The movement of waters, especially majority of the questions has been asked from this important concept called as ocean currents. Factors responsible for ocean currents and what are all the other factors which are being influenced by the ocean currents has been tested. Some of the questions from tidal areas are also being asked. So these are all the 10 important themes which you need to focus with respect to physical geography, right? Then we will move on towards the Indian geography. So Indian geography is an application of the conceptual understanding of what we have understood from the physical geography. But the nature of questions, majority of the questions are being location specific. You need to know about the physical as well as political characteristics behind the existence of a location. In combination of that, the questions has been asked. For example, the presence of Himalayas is a physical character, but the presence of Himalayas within how many states is a political character. The combination of both of these has been asked in the questionnaire format. And latitudinal position of important cities, important physiographic regions is also been asked. Every year you can expect at least one Indian map based question and world map based questions will definitely be there, right? Then after that, the most important area of Indian geography is rivers. Multiple aspects of rivers has been asking in the question format. You need to know about the origin as well as the distributaries and tributaries of the rivers, and along with that you need to understand about the way the river changes the characteristics of the region in which it flows, right? The presence of various national parks, the presence of various any wildlife sanctuaries in its path, or any important cultural cities has been there, any pilgrimage regions has been there, any important industrial towns has been located on the path of the rivers has been asked. So rivers and its combination and its association with the other areas is been asked frequently in the UPSC examinations. You can expect at least 3 or more questions on the basis of rivers alone, right? Then you need to understand about the basics behind the characteristics of Indian monsoon, right? Then after that, what are all the global factors which are responsible for rainfall pattern distribution within Indian monsoon is need to be understood. 2 important factors which affects the Indian monsoon is taken place in both Indian Ocean as well as Pacific Ocean. In the Pacific Ocean, we can take the case of El Nino and La Nina. Whereas if in the Indian Ocean, we can take the case of Indian Ocean dipole. How far these 2 global phenomena are making a say in the determination of Indian monsoon is being asked in the form of questions, right? Then after that, climatic phenomena is the reason behind the distribution of natural vegetation in India, right? And how far it is related to the rainfall distribution of India is being tested. Then after that, what are all the important species? Here we are talking about the tree species and other vegetation species. Along with that, here you can have a proper linkages with respect to environment and ecology, and other wildlife species is also been asked from the topic called as natural vegetation. Then the another most important theme or topic of the entire UPSC preparation is agriculture, right? Every year in any subject you can expect at least 5+ questions from agriculture alone. For agriculture, you need to know about the important soils. What are all the different soils and what soils is responsible for different crops and cropping patterns. You need to know about that basics, right? Soils, cropping seasons, crops with respect to the seasons and soils need to be understood, right? Then after that, another important area where in the recent times is UPSC highly focused on is various eco-friendly agricultural practices, environment friendly, right? For example, organic farming, zero budget natural farming, vertical farming, right? Then fertigation, concepts like fertigation, permaculture. These are all the modern or traditional way of agriculture which will be very beneficial to the environment, apart from the conventional, chemical or artificial, hybrid based conventional farming, right? So we need to know about the importance behind the environmental aspect of agricultural practices. This has been tested in numerous ways, right? After that, the questions has been focused on economic aspects of geography. Economy means two types they have been asking. One with respect to the energy resources, especially those energy resources which are predominant for India, right? We know that India is more than 50% of India's energy is being addressed through coal or thermal energy. So the characteristics of Indian coal has been asked. Apart from that, natural gas, both conventional as well as natural gas. Apart from that, natural gases, both conventional and non-conventional natural gases in the form of coal bed methane, shale gas distributions is also been asked. Then after that, mineral based distributions, iron ore deposits, iron ore reserves, you need to definitely know about its presence and how far these mineral resources and energy resources is responsible for distribution of industries in India. This is a perfect mains topic, but questions are also being asked in the preliminary area, right? Then after that, the new ways of transportation, especially the questions has been asked on national waterways. There are 6 existing national waterways been there, but government has proposed for 101 national waterways. There are numerous advantages with respect to the national waterways. You need to focus on that. And then with respect to current affairs, if any location, either it could be India or could be the world, what is the geographical or environmental aspect behind that location was asked in the examination. They are not only asking about the factual information about that location, they will be asking you the logic and conceptual geographical phenomena behind the changes taking place in that location is what tested in the UPSC question paper, right? So you need to know about the geographical, environmental as well as economic aspects of the location which was in the news, right? So these are all the another important 10 themes or dimensions of Indian geography. So totally these 20 themes are to be the much focused, or totally these 20 themes are the most sought out topics of the UPSC preparation with respect to geography, right? With respect to that, by having a proper understanding of the numerous dimensions in these topics, please channelize your preparation so that you can perform well in the examination. Thank you, friends.